Hey guys, what's up? Carvin, I think it's a 2012. Bought it used. It is an Icon, and I think to have one of these built now would probably run around 3,300 bucks. So the prices have gotten pretty high over the last few years, especially with Kiesel building all their new model lines and whatnot. But I love this bass, and I figured I'd show you guys the tones. Real quick rundown, quick explanation of what woods are on here. Ebony board, no inlays. 5-piece maple and koa neck. Koa body sides, which actually, it's crazy, have a little bit of flame to it, to them, which is kind of rare. I don't know if the person who bought this asked for that, but anyway. Claro walnut top. Easier to see the figuring in person, but nice regardless. The old style flat ceramic soap bar pickups. Carbon hip shot A-style bridge. String through if you want. 18 volt preamp inside there. Two quick release battery doors. Full active 3-band EQ. Master volume, which is active, push down, passive, pull up. This would be your blend knob or pickup pan knob. Right here for the EQ, we got treble on the top. Bottom ring is bass. Over here, top ring, mid-level or cut, boost, whatever. And the bottom is mid-frequency. Just a different earlier layout compared to the current one, which goes along this way. But it's basically the same preamp. And what's cool too is I discovered, as with all Carvin basses, even back when they made this one, the screws go into threaded brass inserts, so there's no chance of stripping the holes when you need to work on the preamp for whatever reason. So that's a nice touch. Neck through, of course. I put custom hip shot tuners on, even though the stock ones are perfectly fine. Right here. Nice and smooth, very much actually, but just want to lighten the low a little bit and put my hip shot tuners on. Got an abalone inlay there for the logo. It's pretty cool. I just keep the truss rod covers off just because it's kind of a pain in the butt. I just keep them off. Even though it looks cool, I got a white one. The nut is Ivory Graphtec. That kind of nut. I think these are stainless frets. Even back then, it must have been an option because they're way shinier than your average nickel ones, but not sure. Dunlop strap locks to complete everything. So, okay, enough of me babbling. Let's get into some tones here. I'm going to give you a few things here. One's kind of a pop tune. The other one, classic rock tune. Funk tune, and I really don't slap much, but I just kind of do a really brief take on I want to thank you for letting me be myself. I think it's Sly and the Family Stone, you know that one. That's really basic stuff to let you guys hear these tones. So okay, so I have this knob, master volume, like I said, pulled up. So all you have the EQ is disengaged. So all you have other than the volume is the pickup blend knob. And I've been able to, excuse me, I got a tangled cord there. I was able to even out the volume on the trim level inside the control cavity to even out the gain level between passive and active. And as you can see, passive, right? Active. It's pretty close, at least to my ears. So we'll go pull the knob back up in the passive mode. And this is even 50-50 split between the two pickups. And this is the bassline Rio from Duran Duran. Nice sustain on this bass too. Really shines on stage or recording too. I can't wait to record it with one of my bands. It's just got a really nice solid sound to it. And also another favorite riff of mine, an older, more of a rock song, Zeppelin, Over the Hills and Far Away. I guess you can play this. I kind of prefer to play this over the neck, but just for evenness sake, go back over the same pickups. Pickups split 50-50. You got to make sure you're on that bounce feel of that song, or else it doesn't work right. But I know the song, but you get the idea. Another good one, another good example to show you the passive even pickup split here. Stevie Wonder, I Wish. That's all I know to that song, because I don't know the rest of it where it gets more complicated. The dun 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 dun. I haven't gone into it that much, but I love the song. I've seen Stevie in concert. Great band, met his bass player. But anyway, there you go for that. I'll also show you, of course, like I said, totally flat. I have the action really low on this bass too. As you can see, pretty low. I mean, don't really have to press much there. I don't believe you should have to fight your bass. So I like low action. Passive, let's try those same examples now, since I explained them, what they are. Let's try it with the rear pickup, right here. Very burpy. That B string, man. Very in your face. So here's just the bridge pickup, passive. That's what I wanted to do. It goes in there quick on that song. John Taylor, he is the man. And then let's see what we got. You get the idea. Very burpy, very nice. Ooh, my little display case up there with some signed baseballs is starting to rattle. Sorry, Grandpa. My grandpa gave them to me. Now we'll do that same stuff with the neck pickup, or as I like to call the P pickup, B pickup, J pickup. Okay, here we go, and I will play over the proper pickup too. Got that really springy, very MIDI in-your-face sound. I don't think it's as focused as the J sound. I never have. That's just me. But regardless, it's got that, that rubbery, duck-done, well, of course, with rounds, I guess, P-tone. And then we've got, let's see, pretty sweet. And then, of course, let's see. I think I forgot to do I Wish with the J pickup. Let's go back to that really quick. Then again, maybe I did that. I forget. Anyway, there's your passive sounds. So let's get the volume knob here, press down. We are now in active mode to engage the preamp. So let's do the same thing. Well, sounds, like I said, volume-wise, the same as passive. So we'll go straight into the EQ here. Pickups are split 50-50. So let's see. I'll just show you the levels first of this preamp. So we got bottom ring is the bass here. We'll go from flat to boost. Pretty boomy. Go back down to flat. There we go. Top one is treble, just for the right string, I guess, or just the most accurate representation. Go on the G here. Go from flat to boost. Pretty clear, crisp. Let's go back down to flat. Okay, we're on the flat. Mid-range. Top one is your level. So with this one, you really don't need much. The 18 volt, this whole new setup that they've had since they had this. I think this is the late 2000s. They've had the mid-frequency. I think they only changed the knob layout for the recent years. I think I could be wrong, but definitely more oomph with the mid-sweep, and possibly because it's got double the headroom of the original 9-volt 3-band, which I have on a B5. It's nice on that one too, but this one's got more oomph. So you don't need as much mid-range on this one. But regardless, we'll show you, nevertheless, however you want to put that. We'll show you the mid-range here, from flat to boost. That's max. It's pretty burpy too. So let's go back down to flat. And we'll go back up to full boost just so you can hear the range of mid frequencies you can get on this bottom knob here. You can go all the way from low mid to high mid, almost with high mid almost in your treble range. I don't like it that in your face, but I like more high mid bite than low mid. That's just me though. I'm more of a rock guy. So whatever, tickles your fancies, as they say. So crank the mid-range level all the way up, and then here are the frequency tones. Let's go from, all these knobs have center detents, by the way. So let's go from flat all the way down to the low mid end of the spectrum. Well, this is flat. Burpy, but let's go from flat to extreme low mid. Really thick, nice anchor-like sound. But I like some more definition, so like I said, I go more towards the high mid end of the spectrum. So let's go back towards middle. Flat. See, it's almost like a wah sound. It's got a pretty wide frequency sweep. Kind of like EMG's BQS or BQC system. Same thing. So here's from flat, and now we'll go up towards the high mid end of the spectrum on the mid-range. If you crank the treble too, that's going to be really, really piercing. If you want it that way, great. I mean, it can really cut through, especially if you played with a pick. I like to dial it in. Let's go back to flat here. Right about there. But I don't need to boost the mid-range all the way up on this. It's fairly extreme, at least for me. So I'll go at least until I hear a noticeable little bump. Cool. That B string, man. Nasty. Pretty sweet. Okay, so that pretty much shows you the tones that I've gotten out of this. I mean, you can get many more. I guess I can do a couple more. Like I said, I don't do much slap, but I gave you the example. Let's cut the mid-range. Let's boost the bass and treble a little. Get in the bottom ring here. Doesn't need much there. It's powerful. Treble. Okay, check this out. Pretty nasty. And if I turn this back down, just treble back down. Let's see. Let me keep the bass back up. Okay. Turn the treble back up just so it was noticeable with the boost difference. Mid-range. And like on a lot of preamps, like my B5, my other Carbon, obviously if you boost the other bands like the treble or especially the bass, the mid-range is going to have more impact earlier on when you're boosting because it's already got the lower end of the spectrum carrying it. So if you put the mid-range in, and with the boost of the bass already in there, it's going to come in a lot earlier than just on its own, trying to hold all the weight up, if that makes sense. Not my cleanest playing, but I didn't warm up before I did this. So anyway, and lastly, I don't do like dub reggae sounds much, but it is fun when you do it on stage. And oddly enough, if you want to put it that way, for a lot of AC/DC tunes, Cliff Williams uses that palm muting. But even though he uses a pick, and I just use my thumb, like say for instance, if my band is encoring with Thunderstruck, which we did last time, a lot of people think it when it comes in, it's just like. It's not. It's palm muting. So it really sounds cool when you come in with the. I was cold in the middle of a right around town. I don't sing that song anyway. But it's got a really nice dub sound. Like I said, I don't do much of that, but it is fun. Get those really nice Motownish, almost upright like tones. And we do that Cash tune, Folsom Prison. So I forget the chord progression. I just played it last week. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not trying to get subscribers. I'm just doing this for fun. Obviously, this is about as basic as you can get. But if you can find one of these used, I've almost realized since I found this one in my B5 more recently, you're not finding too much of them anymore because I think people are realizing what steals these are at their used prices, which seems to be the case now with a lot of the sought-after US Peaveys like the Cirruses and the G series basses, even more rare, or even rarer, the Bromberg B quad basses and such like that. I think those, along with these, are bar none the best used values in the bass world because you get so much for your money. And again, I got this bass for a good bit under $1,000. And a lot of people have gotten them for even cheaper. And as I said in the beginning of the video, to get this thing built new, I went on their builder not too long ago, put all these options in as accurately as I could, $3,300. So I do the math. Heck of a deal for a bass. It definitely sounds great at home here with my little Peavey combo. It's an 8-inch speaker, very basic. Everything was flat on the amp, by the way, so you got the sound of the bass. And it's a great bass, man. I highly suggest picking one up. And other than that, happy playing. Take it easy.